For most people, Friday at 4 p.m. isn't just the end of the work week. It's a biological light switch. You've spent 5 days in a state of high alert restriction and doing things right. You've counted the calories, you've hit the gym, and you've resisted the office donuts. But as the sun sets on Friday, something shifts deep in your brain. The disciplined self, the part of your prefrontal cortex that handles logic and long-term goals, essentially goes offline. It's exhausted. In its place, a version of you that feels ravenous, impulsive, and rebellious takes the wheel. By Saturday night, the what the hell effect kicks in. You've already had the pizza, so you might as well have the ice cream, the wine, and the leftovers. The reason you binge on the weekend isn't a lack of discipline. It is a regulatory gap. Your nervous system has been pinned in a high-stress state for 5 days, and it literally does not know how to come down without using food as a chemical sedative. The weekend binge is actually a desperate attempt by your body to find safety. When we are in a state of chronic stress, our bodies produce excessive amounts of cortisol. This hormone is a survival mechanism, but when it lingers, it signals the body to store fat, specifically visceral fat, and increases our appetite for quick energy foods. Most weight loss programs tell you to just have a cheat meal, but that doesn't solve the underlying neurological panic. If you don't address the transition from the high-stress work week to the low-structure weekend, your biology will override your goals every single time. Today, we are going to bridge that gap with a skill called interoceptive pacing. We are going to stop fighting the Monday through Friday version of yourself and start supporting the Saturday and Sunday version. The science of dopamine debt and the insular cortex. To fix the binge, we have to look at the neurology of your weekend. During the week, you live in your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight branch. You are caffeinated, deadline-driven, and hyper-focused. This state actually suppresses short-term hunger, which is why you might skip lunch on Wednesday and feel fine. But you are building up a massive homeostatic debt. Think of it like a credit card of stress. On Friday night, the bill comes due. Your brain demands a massive dopamine dump to compensate for the week's high cortisol. If you haven't practiced downregulating your nervous system, your brain will choose the fastest route to pleasure: high-calorie, highly palatable food. Binging doesn't actually start in the stomach, it starts in the insular cortex. This is the part of the brain responsible for interoception, your ability to sense what is happening inside your body. When you are stressed, the insular cortex dims. You lose the ability to feel the early signals of fullness, the subtle texture of food, or the actual taste of what you're eating. You become a passenger in your own body, watching yourself eat but unable to stop. This is why willpower fails. You aren't lacking strength, you are lacking sensory feedback. If your brain can't hear your stomach's satiety signals, because the noise of stress is too loud, you will keep eating until the physical pain of being overstuffed forces the signal through. Interoceptive pacing is about turning up the volume on your internal signals so you can hear them before you reach for the second plate. We are moving from reactive eating, where the food controls you, to aware eating, where your biology naturally tells you when it's had enough. By the end of this video, you will have a physical protocol to turn that dimmer switch back up. Somatic Workshop, the Friday Transition Anchor. Stop what you're doing. We're going to do this together right now. This is a 3-minute practical exercise. Do not skip this. The moment you finish your work week, whether that's Friday evening or a shift on Sunday, you must signal to your brain that the survival phase is over. We are going to perform a transition anchor. I want you to stand up. Place your right hand over your heart and your left hand on your lower belly. Close your eyes. I want you to shift your weight very slowly from your toes to your heels. Do it again. Feel the literal floor beneath you. This is called grounding, and it pulls your energy out of your racing thoughts and back into your physical frame. Now, we are going to use a specific breath called the extended exhale. This is mathematically designed to trigger the parasympathetic nervous system. Breathe in through your nose for a count of 4, hold for 2, and then exhale through pursed lips, like you're blowing through a straw, for a count of 8. As you exhale, imagine the task-positive energy of the week leaving your shoulders. This isn't just breathing. It is a physical vibration of the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the longest nerve in your body, running from your brainstem down to your abdomen. It acts as the brake pedal for stress. When you exhale longer than you inhale, you are physically pushing that brake pedal. It sends a safety signal directly to your brainstem. It tells your brain the hunt is over. We are safe. We don't need to hunt for dopamine in a bag of chips. Repeat this 3 times. Notice the shift in your heart rate. Notice if your jaw unclenches or if your shoulders drop an inch. By doing this before you enter the kitchen or look at a menu, you are resetting the thermostat of your cravings. You are entering the weekend from a place of rest and digest rather than run and eat. This 3-minute investment saves you 3,000 calories of regret later. The biochemical bridge. While we work on these mental anchors, we have to be honest. You cannot out-meditate a biological deficiency. If your body is nutritionally depleted from a week of dieting or skipping meals, your brain will scream for sugar, regardless of your mindset. If your blood sugar is a roller coaster because you've lived on black coffee and stress, your interoceptive signals will be drowned out by chemical noise. Many weekend binges are actually refeed responses. Your body thinks it's starving because you've been too restrictive. This is where the 25 Natural Remedies for Weight Loss guide becomes your secret weapon. We didn't write this guide to give you magic pills. We wrote it to give you the biological raw materials your nervous system needs to stay calm. For example, in the guide, we talk about cinnamon and green tea combinations. Green tea contains EGCG, which boosts metabolism, while cinnamon helps stabilize insulin. If you use these remedies on Friday morning, you prevent the 4 p.m. blood sugar crash that triggers the weekend binge. We also look at minerals like magnesium, which is the first thing your body burns through when you're stressed. Magnesium is responsible for over 300 biochemical reactions, including how your body handles glucose. When you're low on magnesium, your brain triggers a chocolate craving because cocoa is naturally high in magnesium. Your body isn't asking for candy, it's asking for a mineral. You can download the full list of 25 remedies for free at the link in the first line of the description. It acts as the owner's manual for the physical side of this process. Grab it now so you can stop the chemical cravings before they start. If you have the right biochemical buffer, the mental skills we're teaching you today become effortless. The skill, interoceptive pacing, and the 3-bite rule. Now let's talk about the meal itself, the Friday night dinner or the Saturday social event where the binge usually happens. Binging is a dissociative activity. You are effectively leaving your body. To stop the binge, you must stay inside the experience. We use the 3-bite rule of texture. It sounds simple, but it is scientifically powerful. After every 3 bites of food, you must put your fork or the food down completely, hands off. This physical break forces a neurological pause. It breaks the mechanical rhythm of hand-to-mouth eating that characterizes a binge. During this pause, close your eyes for 5 seconds and answer 3 specific questions internally. Do not skip this part. This is the work of interoceptive pacing. What is the exact texture of the food in my mouth right now? Is it crunchy, soft, or oily? What is the temperature? Has it changed as I've chewed? Does the 4th bite taste as good as the first? By forcing a sensory description, you re-engage the insular cortex. You are pacing your nervous system. You will find that the satiety signal, the biological "I'm done" message, actually arrives 15 to 20 minutes before your stomach feels physically full. Your gut has to produce hormones like leptin and cholecystokinin, CCK, to tell your brain you are full, and that takes time. When you eat with interoceptive pacing, you aren't restricting yourself. You are simply listening to the moment the food stops being pleasurable. This is the difference between stopping because you should and stopping because you are actually finished. Identifying non-food hunger. Before we wrap up, I want to give you a tool for the emergency moment. When you're standing in the kitchen on Saturday night and the urge to binge feels overwhelming, even after the breathing and the remedies, I want you to ask yourself one question: what is the non-food hunger right now? Human beings have several types of hunger that have nothing to do with calories. Our brains often misinterpret these signals as a need for food. Understimulation hunger. You've had a boring, repetitive work week and you need novelty. You're reaching for the chips because they are exciting to your brain. You don't need salt, you need a change of pace. The fix: go for a walk in a new neighborhood or listen to a new podcast. Overtouched hunger. You've been giving your energy to kids, bosses, and clients all week. You feel drained and your personal boundaries are thin. You're eating to create a wall of comfort around yourself. The fix: 20 minutes of total silence or a hot bath. Sensory depletion. You've been staring at a blue light screen for 40 hours. Your brain is starving for real-world input. This often leads to crunchy hunger, the need for a strong sensory hit in the mouth. The fix: get your hands in some dirt or do some light stretching. If you realize it's just stress, go back to your 25 natural remedies guide. Try a vagal tone infusion like chamomile or rose petal water mentioned in the guide. These treat the stress at the root without the 2,000-calorie hangover. When you give your body what it's actually asking for, rest, novelty, or minerals, the need for the binge will dissolve because the underlying itch has been scratched. Moving from body war to body wisdom. The goal of this weekend isn't to be perfect. Perfectionism is the primary fuel for the binge cycle. When you try to be perfect and you fail, you feel shame. When you feel shame, your cortisol spikes. When cortisol spikes, your brain demands sugar to soothe the pain. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy of failure. The goal is to be present. If you choose to have the pizza, but stay inside your body while you eat it. Use your interoceptive pacing. When you stop numbing out, the what the hell effect loses its power over you. You don't need to start over on Monday because you never left your path over the weekend. This is how you move from a life of body war to a life of body wisdom. You are learning to trust your body again, and more importantly, you are teaching your body that it can trust you to provide what it actually needs, whether that's a mineral, a breath, or a boundary. If you're ready to stop the weekend reset cycle for good and want a structured 90-day roadmap that integrates these somatic skills into every part of your life, from the office to the dinner table, this isn't just about weight loss. It's about reclaiming your energy and your peace of mind. Click the link below, grab your 25 natural remedies, and I'll see you in the next video, where we're going to tackle boredom hunger with a 3-second brain hack. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe or follow, and we'll see you in the next one.